1,
2, 3,
4,
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,
11.
What would you do if your life changed in an instant? How do you think you would react? Well, the answer might surprise you, and you might not realize how much your family can endure until it happens to you. I'm going to tell you what happened in my family and show you some ways that you can deal with it if something like this, God forbid, happens in yours. On March 8, 2002, my mother and her husband were exercising when he suddenly had a severe headache. 3 surgeries, 1 month in a coma, and almost a year of rehabilitation later, she became the caregiver for a man with traumatic brain injury. He had survived not 1, but 2 brain aneurysms, but the man she brought home was not the same man she married. WebMD describes a brain aneurysm as a bulging, weak area in the wall of an artery that supplies blood to the brain. In most cases, the brain aneurysm causes no symptoms and goes unnoticed. In rare cases, aneurysm ruptures, releasing blood into the skull and causing a stroke. 1 in 50 people walk around with brain aneurysms that are unruptured and never know it. They can be caused by family history, gender, and women are more likely to have them actually, hypertension, smoking, among other things. But the causes don't matter after the fact. When a brain injury like this happens to someone you love, everything you know is normal is gone. The new normal includes such choices as, do I put him in a nursing home or try to take him home and take care of him? If he has a recurrence, what should we do? What would he want to do? Does he want every choice of life support taken, or does he want a DNR order? The decisions are difficult but very, very necessary. This is where research is critical. There are countless resources on the web and also available from caseworkers at the hospital. For a control freak like me, the web was a great way to educate myself and help my family know what to expect and compare it to what the caseworkers told us. The Brain Aneurysm Foundation has a great website that gives a sort of checklist for families that are overwhelmed by this injury. They walk you through the process of choosing care, short-term and long-term, and let you know that you're not alone. This happens to 30,000 Americans a year, according to the Brain Aneurysm Foundation. And of the 60% of people who survive, 66% suffer some sort of degree of permanent brain damage. For the family of survivors, the dynamic changes in an instant. Suddenly, you're in charge of another person's life, and you want to do what the person you used to know would want, but that person is no longer here. This is a new personality in the same body. I talked to my mom about this, and I interviewed her for this speech, and she says that the hardest part of this entire ordeal is just that. The man she married is not the man that she takes care of every day. It took a long time for them to create a new normal, but when you're in this situation, there's no other choice. Instead of traveling in their new fifth-wheel camper and their new truck, because they had both just retired, they had just purchased it, their days are filled now with trips to therapy, trips to the drugstore for many, many medications, and occasional trips to the ER for the mini strokes that he still suffers because of this brain injury. They went from newly married and newly retired to patient and caregiver. Now don't get me wrong, we all feel blessed that we still have him, and we all are very, very glad that we can get together and still do things together, but family outings have really, really changed. We don't go out for outings anymore. We gather inside and spend time together as a family, but we do appreciate the fact that we still can do that. In conclusion, I hope that none of you ever have to go through this, but if you do, you know there are plenty of resources and plenty of help out there. And the best lesson to take away is love your family and cherish every moment that you have together, because you never know what that next moment will bring.